So how hard is it to paint a 3-layer or tricolour pearl? Let's find out. Welcome to How To with Carl, where we teach you how to save money by doing it yourself. Remember, if I can do it, so can you. As you can see, I've already painted this fairing in 2-pack undercoat. What we're doing here is we're going over this to make sure that it's perfectly smooth. Because we're painting a tricolour, we can't sand after we start painting. There's no cleaning or anything after we start to paint. So this part of the job is very important. The other thing that you can have trouble with is the silver base that we put down first will react with almost anything. So we have to make sure when we do this that we clean it very, very well to make sure there is no grease or anything on it at all when you're done, because the silver paint will react. And if that happens, then you're starting again. You can't touch it up, just stop, sand it all back, start again. Okay, here's our first coat of silver going on now. What I found was if you flash the first coat, just lightly put on the first coat, you can then see if there's any reaction. And it's a good way to check, and it's also easier to sand off a very light coat of paint. So I just blew it on. What I ended up doing was that first light coat and then 2 normal coats of silver, and all I'm doing is allowing it to flash off for 15 minutes in between coats, and that's it. There's no cleaning in between. The only thing you can do is spray it off with a bit of air. That's about it. And then it's just a matter of going over it. Coat the fairing, as you can see here, in one pass so that it's even. It's very important that you get it even because the colours have to blend together. So we're putting 3 different colours together here, and if you're blotchy on any one of them, then you will end up with patches in your paintwork. So you want it nice and even, so run your nozzle straight across. So this is the end of coat 2, and there is a 3rd silver on here. Once this is done, then we'll go back and start putting on blue. Okay, so on to blue. So paint the edges first all the way around and try and get underneath like I've told you in the past, because when they stand on their end you will see the actual silver underneath them. So light coat on here, even all the way across, so spray the whole thing in one go. That's it, and that's 1 coat complete. That will have a flash off, and here we go again with the 2nd coat. It's all the same basic principle all the way through, so just repeat, repeat, repeat. Now with this colour, this is actually a true tricolour. Most tricolours have a base, a colour and a clear, and that makes up the 3 parts. This one actually has a base, a colour, a candy and a clear. This is our candy going on now. So this is a single coat, and the colour on this was 2 coats of silver, 2 coats of pearl blue and 1 coat of candy. That gave me the correct colour match. So in the future I'll show you how to make up a colour swatch for it, so you can paint it several different ways on one colour card and then hold it up to the paintwork and get the correct colour. This had 2 coats of clear, and this is our first coat of clear going on now. Now you'll notice here that the painting method is slightly different. It's a little bit heavier with the clear, and you also don't have to be so accurate with your run across the panel. You can paint it in sections like I am here. As long as you get a nice coat on, so you want plenty on there, but you don't want it to run. And as you can see, she's starting to come up quite nice now. And this is the final coat of paint going on now. And the pressure of the gun, as you can see if you look at it closely, is up a little bit. So this is up probably 2 or 3 psi from what it was before. And the object of the game is to get a bit of flow. And you can see by the way it looks as it goes on, there's quite a bit of fluid going down there. And the beauty of this is because it's laying flat, you can actually put a bit more on. When it's standing up vertical, it's a little bit harder to paint, like the door of a car or something like that is a lot harder to paint than this. And that is primarily it. And here's our finished article. So it didn't turn out too bad at all. And everything above the word Suzuki there has been painted. So it goes all the way up. There's a split in the panel there, that's a different section, and that top section there is different as well. There's 3 parts. They were all painted because they had slight little bits of gravel rash on them from where the bike fell, and it turned out very well. As I've said to you in the past, I'm not a painter by trade. I just look and observe, practice, play with panels that are no good. You know, you can go to the wreckers and you can buy a panel that's damaged for $10 or $15 and just experiment. But it's possible. And as I always say to you, if I can do it, so can you.